What's up guys, and welcome back to another video here on B-Mails Wrestling. Even though WrestleMania was just 1 week ago, we do have the next PLE coming up, which is Backlash on May 10th, 2 weeks from now. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my match card predictions and who I think will walk out as winners. Guys, before we get into the video, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new videos, and don't forget to leave a like on this video. Without further ado, let's get right into it. The first match that we have and has already been confirmed is Randy Orton taking on John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Obviously, this is going to be an iconic match. It has been listed as the last time ever between these two. The greatest rivalry of all time. I don't think it's too much of a debate. Obviously, you've got Austin and Rock, Taker, Shawn Michaels, whatever you want to say. I think this is the greatest rivalry of all time, and I'm super excited that we get to see it for one more time. And obviously, Backlash is in St. Louis. It's in Randy's hometown, but I do not think that Randy will walk out as winner. John Cena just won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania in the way that he did, dethroning Cody Rhodes after his 378-day title run, so I definitely do not expect John Cena to lose the title in his first defense. Although that title does look really good on Randy Orton, John Cena is definitely taking this title to at least SummerSlam. So I do expect Cena to win this match. But like I said, I'm super pumped for this match. Their first segment together was really good. I'm excited for if they have another one next week or whatnot. I'm not sure what SmackDown Cena's advertised for. But like I said, super excited for this feud. And I do expect some shenanigans. I don't expect Cena to win this clean. He didn't beat Cody Rhodes clean at WrestleMania. So I expect that trend to keep on happening. And I hear a lot of people saying that R-Truth might get involved because he told Cena that if he ever needs anything, he can call him. So R-Truth might cost Randy Orton the match, not really on purpose, but just to help John Cena, his childhood hero. So I think that would be actually a great way to have Cena retain. I also see a lot of people saying that John Cena should slap the ref like Randy Orton did in a match they had over a decade ago that allowed Randy Orton to win because of the disqualification. So I could also see that too. And that would really play into John Cena's heel character and ruining wrestling. So I think that both of those are definitely possibilities. But like I said, super excited for this match, and I do think that Cena retains the title. The next match that I expect to be announced for Backlash is Lyra Valkyria defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship against the man Becky Lynch. Now, obviously, we had these two tag team together at WrestleMania, taking on Liv and Raquel. They actually won the tag titles, but would lose them a day later on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and that would cause Becky Lynch to turn on Lyra Valkyria and give her 3 manhandle slams. I'm actually really excited for this feud. This is the first feud for the IC title that I'm actually excited for because it feels like it actually means something, and I'm just super pumped for it. It's kind of like teacher versus student. Becky Lynch was the mentor for Lyra Valkyria. They're two Ireland girls, so I'm pumped for this storyline. And like I said, I do expect this to be on the Backlash card. I don't know if they'd make us wait till a later PLE, but the IC title for the women's division absolutely needs this because it has not been booked well. The US title for the women's mid-card has also not been booked well. So hopefully this is the start of Triple H booking these mid-card titles better. But I am super excited for this match. I do think that Becky Lynch will beat Lyra Valkyria. That might be a hot take. I know that a lot of people are probably saying it should be Lyra Valkyria because she's the young talent. She should be put over in this match. And I do agree that that wouldn't be a bad idea. But I just think you just turn Becky Lynch heel. I think it's the right idea to give her the title. You could ultimately give the title back to Lyra Valkyria at a future PLE if you wanted to. But I think that there's more possibilities with Becky Lynch as champion, like Becky versus Bayley. Obviously, Bayley was mysteriously attacked and taken off of WrestleMania. That had to be Becky Lynch. I don't really think there's another candidate you could look at to be the one that took her out. So I do think that we will get Becky versus Bayley down the line, maybe at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship, and I think that would elevate that title so much. I mean, they're 2 of the 4 horsewomen in WWE. They, made this women's division what it is today. So I would 100% be down for that. And like I said, I think Becky Lynch does win this match at Backlash. The next match that I expect to be announced for Backlash is a fatal 4-way match for the United States Championship between the champion Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. And if they do this, I am going to be really excited because the mid-card needs this. I talked about the women's mid-card needing better booking. So does the men's mid-card, at least the United States Championship. And I am just super pumped for this match because Fatu, Priest, McIntyre, Knight, like, that's a dream match. Like, that is a bunch of incredible workers, and especially like Drew and Jacob Fatu. Like, I'm really excited for them to go at it in this match because that is a dream match one-on-one. Maybe we'll get that later down the line. Obviously, probably not going to happen soon because they're both heels, but we'll probably get it in this Fatal 4-Way. So I'm super excited for that. This is just a great way to kickstart Jacob Fatu's U.S. title run, where you're giving him three very important guys within the business and former champions. And Drew McIntyre, who's a former world champion. Damian Priest is actually also a former world champion. So this is absolutely huge for the mid-card division. Obviously, they could go a different route. They could make a number one contenders triple threat with Priest, McIntyre, and LA Knight. I think that would be kind of lame because I just want to see a Fatal 4-Way between all of these men. So I do hope that they end up doing that. And obviously, Jacob Fatu will retain his United States Championship in this match. He just won at WrestleMania. He is one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous person in WWE, so he is not losing his title after winning it just a few weeks ago. I fully expect him to retain in this match and put on one hell of a show. The next match that I think will be announced for Backlash is Tiffany Stratton defending her WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax, the former champion, who she did cash in on. Now, I'm not excited for this match. We've already seen it. We've seen the feud, so I'm not excited for it, but I do think that this feud needs closure because if you look back, Nia Jax never was properly pinned in her rematch, right? In her rematch for the WWE Women's Championship, it was ended in a DQ. And then she never got another match. The next match they had was the tag match with Tiffany and Trish Stratus versus Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. Tiffany did pin Nia, but it obviously wasn't in the rematch for the title. So I do think that they need to finish this chapter for this story and have Tiffany be able to move on to the next thing. So I do think, obviously, that Tiffany Stratton will retain her WWE Women's Championship at Backlash and then probably set up a feud with Naomi or something. The next match that I think could be booked for this card, but I'm not too sure, is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. We obviously know these two were in a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Bianca Belair as well, and they had the best match probably of the entire weekend. It was so good. But I am super excited if they do run this back one more time. I know that they've already had 2 matches together aside from the triple threat match, so that's 3 if you include it. But I do think that this story also does need closure because obviously, if you talk about the first match, Bianca kind of got involved. The second match, Bianca was the special guest referee. She got involved in that. And the triple threat match, Rhea wasn't pinned. So I do think she deserves one more shot at the championship. But I really don't know if I see this ending cleanly. I do have a hot take for this match. I think Bianca Belair is going to turn heel. Now, she did announce she has 2 broken fingers and she's going to miss some time. I think she'll return at Backlash and cause a DQ in this match and turn heel and go after Rhea Ripley because she obviously is still not too happy with Rhea because she thought it should have been a singles match at WrestleMania and she didn't want Rhea involved, and she's still pretty pissed about that if you watched her promo on SmackDown. So I do think Bianca does return as a heel and she takes out Rhea, and then we set up a huge Bianca versus Rhea feud for the summer, which I think could end up being a trilogy, right? Because if the first match, let's say, is at maybe the new Evolution PLE that they have, which is all women. You have Money in the Bank coming up. You have SummerSlam. You can definitely do a trilogy with that. And I do think that eventually these two need to square off in a one-on-one. And I think it's one of those feuds that definitely has the legs to be a trilogy. There's already a lot there. You talk about Rhea getting herself inserted into this triple threat match, and then just them two competing for who's the biggest and baddest woman in WWE, right? So I would be super pumped for this. Whether it's just 1 match, 2 matches, a trilogy, I'm all here for it. That is a hot take, though. I'm not sure that they'll actually do that and turn Bianca heel. But if they do put that match on the Backlash card, I wouldn't expect it to be a clean ending. I would expect something to happen. The next match that I think will be announced is Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker taking on Roman Reigns and CM Punk in a tag team match. Now, this is the one, other than Randy and Cena, I am super excited for, just because we just had the debut of this new faction with Braun, Seth, and Heyman, and the possibility of adding another member, maybe like Austin Theory or Ethan Page, whoever it is. I'm just super pumped for this. I'm super pumped for Roman and Punk having to come together and be a tag team, at least for one PLE, because they don't like each other. They absolutely hate each other, and they were beefing over Paul Heyman, who betrayed them both. So now they have that common thing where it's, okay, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I'm just super excited to see how they get along together and become a tag team for this match. And like I said, super excited for Seth, Braun, and Heyman. This new faction could literally be the greatest faction we've seen in years. So I'm just so happy for that. But I would definitely expect Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker to walk out on top in this match just because they just came together as this faction, right? Paul Heyman just betrayed Roman and Punk for Seth and Braun Breaker. So there's no shot in hell that they lose their first match together after all they've put into making this faction. And I do think the way that they will do this is by debuting that new member. A lot of people are speculating that it will be, like I said, an Austin Theory or an Ethan Page, or maybe someone else like Carmelo Hayes. Whoever it is can just get absolutely built up, right? Just like Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is already gotten himself into the main event scene after only a year on the main roster. So imagine what they can do with somebody else. I'm just super excited for that. But like I said, I think that's a great opportunity to debut the third and final member of this faction, or fourth and final member if you're including Paul Heyman. And obviously, you don't want Roman Reigns and CM Punk, I should say, you don't want them losing clean in this match. Not that that would like hurt them too much because Braun and Seth are two badass guys, obviously. But I do expect them to lose this match in a dirty way via a debut of whoever the last member of this faction is. But I am absolutely stoked for this match and really just this entire storyline because I think it's going to go all the way to WrestleMania 42, at least Roman and Seth's part of the story. But I do expect them to at least take this throughout the summer and have a big match at SummerSlam. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new videos. And yeah guys, that's going to do it. See you in the next one.